Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition, another month, I suppose, of the OlimoLeague 2024 November Finals. I'm, of course, your host, ZvP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by these webcams as well. I'll show you soon. But it's great to be back here. Great to be back with OlimoLeague. Again, this is a weekly tournament. It is open to all players and has been running over here on the Zvp platform over the past couple of weeks. But now we are live with the November Finals. Oh boy, throughout the course of the month, players have been earning points. They've been earning points, they've been improving, they've been getting better and better and better, and now here we go. We have the finals. Exclamation mark B in the chat. I don't think there's quite the command, but we can switch our scenes over. We can switch our scenes over here and have a look at the bracket itself. Oh my god, here we go. It is stacked. We have 8 players. We have 8 amazing players here before us, and we have a full quarterfinals. We have a full round of 8 up first. Or I should say, from the top, we have Hero versus Skillers. Hero versus Skillers facing off in a PvP. We have Shin versus Zoun, and Trap versus Beyond, and Clem versus Dark. My oh my. Oh boy. And from these 8 players, there can only be one. There can only be one here. They're going to be facing off against each other. And up first, we have Shin versus Zoun. We're going to be starting things off with Shin versus Zoun, followed by Beyond and Trap, Hero, Skillers, and then finally Clem versus Dark. Oh boy. As first things first, we are jumping into our first game. As a reminder, this is also going to be on the live patch. The patch is now live. No more PTR, no more of that nonsense. We can dive right on in. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Zoun. I'm using a clean air. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have someone. I'll fix up the cams, don't worry. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. It is Shin. I'll adjust the volume. There we go. We'll adjust the volume here, and I can probably get rid of... There we go. I'll probably get rid of that lovely nameplate as well. There we go. We have Shin on the right. We have Zoun on the left here. Just for the OlimoLeague finals, the monthly finals, we have player cams. Oh my god, you do love to see it. We might just have some player cams as well in the coming weeklies. For the time being, though, we'll stick with the monthlies for now. Let's go. But to provide this, shout out to Maddox, by the way. Maddox is, of course, providing the clean feed. Maddox is observing as we speak, and, of course, hosting the cameras, hosting the lobbies for the players themselves, so we can have a look at their lovely faces as they face off here in this tournament. Oh, boy. Here we go. As usual, Probe Scout is going to be moving out across map, is going to get eyes on the opener of Shin. Shin going for a hatch gas pull, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Likewise, Zoun going for a gate expand into Cybercore. So far, so good. There is a bit of a give and I'm okay being transparent here. There's a bit of a give and take for having player cams. The downside is because we're using a clean feed, the quality of the clean feed is a little bit lower than being in game. There is, of course, that trade-off, but we at least I'm okay with having that kind of trade-off here just for the monthly finals. I mean, we'll see if at any moment I can just jump into game. True, I could just jump into game as well if need be. But we'll see how things progress for now. As we have our initial workers harassing each other here, Zoun being a bit of a nuisance, tasing away at that drone. We'll sense it back up. And from here we have our tech of choice. It looks like Zoun going to be opening up with a Stargate. Again, for those that are unaware, the patch did go live earlier today. We actually casted the Piggy Store Monday on the new patch and on the new ladder map pool. Has been all provided. Oh, it's great to see it all coming together here. And we even have an extended map pool as well here with the live ladder maps. We have maps like Neon Violet Square alongside Abyssal Reef and King's Cove as well. For the time, though, we're going to be settling into Amygdala. Likewise, in that Stargate opener, we can, of course, move out with our Oracle Harass. Should be Oracle into a third base, but we're loading into Amygdala. Amygdala is a very, very exposed map, I should say, in a sense. The third base. The third base specifically is very exposed, very difficult to defend. Likewise, so is the fourth base as well. So trying to, or I should say, aggression on this map is favored, definitely, 100%. We actually casted Shin versus MaxPax earlier today, and it went all the way to the ace match. MaxPax, he was brought to the brink by Shin, and hey, if Shin can bring MaxPax to the brink, he can take it to any other other Protoss player out there. So best of luck to Zoun. So far, we haven't lost any units left either. Likewise, here in the center map, you can see these giant creep tumors. We've been glossing over them from time to time. They are losing HP over time, and around the 8-minute mark is when they do naturally kind of expire, and they are destroyed automatically, and they open up the attack path. That does hit at the 8-minute mark. Meanwhile, Oracle moves out across the map. Will threaten the main. And so far, not going for any workers, just going for the creep tumors. Just sniping those tumors. And keeping tabs on SHIN. So far, just keeping tabs. We can see SHIN rotating around. Getting eyes on the third. Will attempt to harass her with the Oracles back at home. Zoun should be safe and sound. I say that the Oracles are out of energy. Oh my god. The Oracle's out of energy. Shield battery goes down. It is denied. One Adept falls. From there, SHIN is going to be zoned away. Okay, so far so good from Zoun. He is holding his own. He is able to hold his own. Does at least keep that base safe. Oh, sorry. It looked like the Oracle's out of energy. Now we're fine. Oh, no, wait. No, that's the energy overcharge. Oh, I see. Okay. Then we're out of energy. Now they're top back up, moving out once again. We can see SHIN going for a safety Roach Warren back at home. Lair is on the way as well. Nothing too crazy from the side of SHIN, just saturating his bases, keeping up and zoning back those Oracles. The Oracles, they haven't really done much here. They haven't really got much damage. Still being zoned away. We do see at least Zoun. He's going to be able to delay the 4th base at least. We'll force a cancel. SHIN trying to keep up. It's only the one Oracle actually, so it looks like SHIN, he might be able to save this. He's sneaking up with the Oracle. Up! He does sneak up, and it looks like one more volley. Ooh, the Oracle goes down. Massive pickup. Yeah, Zoun a little bit late to react there. Was distracted elsewhere by the Lings. Behind this, getting to blink, it's a +1. Going to be a standard follow-up here by Zoun, but that was a brutal loss losing that Oracle. That means he has that much less map control. He's going to be pinned back home. As Lings, they do poke in. They get a surround, going for the Stalkers. They get 1, they get 2. Both Stalkers do fall. Adept as well. Likewise, Oracles will at least chase him down. Roaches are amassing back at home. You can see Zoun already working down those giant creep tumors, the debris. And with that, he can gain access to the center of the map. Zoun is got places to be. Gonna knock him down a little bit faster. Likewise, SHIN back at home, still just focusing on Ling Roach production. Ooh, Pylon getting set up. Zoun, is he going for an AK3 base all in? Yeah, the gateway explosion is upon us. He's on 8 gates. He's going to be committing. Oh, you can see him just getting ready in his chair. He's getting ready to go, Pappy. Let's go. So it's all or nothing for Zoun. He doesn't take extra gases at the 3rd base. Doesn't take up any further either. This is all or nothing. Just purely Blink Stalker. And we'll see if he can break his opponent. See if he can break SHIN. Meanwhile, SHIN going into Swarm Host. Oh my god. Swarm Hosts are on the horizon. But that won't really help too much defensively here. I do worry for SHIN. 10 Swarm Hosts on the way, and here we go. Here comes the all-in from Zoun. Gets 1, gets 2. He's going to get all 3 queens. Not a bad start. But what is the main army looking like for SHIN? Here's massing Lings. He's massing Roaches. Reinforcements getting put out. Overlord's going down. Oh my god. That may just force a supply block. It's a lot of Overlord kills. Expansion is going to fall. SHIN going for a nice storm across the map. That's going to be for the Swarm Host, but can he defend with his army? Can he defend here with the Ling Roach Ravager? See, Night Storm is finishing up. Locust Wave is moving out. SHIN is going to try to commit. There we go. Does hit the mineral line. Going for the probes. Going for the Nexus. Natural goes down. Does get the natural base. I mean, Zoun was already all in. Like, Zoun was already all in at this point. And so far, he's trading over these Stalkers. Gets another queen. And we'll get the hatchery. It looks like we have to bring the Stormhost back home to defend. The hatchery goes down. Locust Wave is almost ready. Needs a little bit more time, a couple more seconds. Up. He's going for the Stormhost. He gets one, he gets two. 3, 4 Stormhosts falling. Shinny's in trouble. You can see him tilting his head there and not looking happy with the game state. Not looking good. I mean, he's down to 2 bases. Shin, he's down to 2 hatcheries. And there are just so many Blink Stalkers. It looks like Zoun may have just done it. Looks like he has broken him. GG gets called, and Zoun will take game number 1. Whew. GG, well played. Zoun will take a lead in the series. Again, it was a good effort there by Shin, but remember, Shin, he did kind of force the all-in even further, and Stormhost, they don't help defensively. They don't really help too much defensively whatsoever. They're not the most ideal unit in that kind of scenario, and it meant that he had that much less to defend, that much less supply to defend. So with that, Zoun overwhelms, and with that, Zoun takes a lead. GG, well played. As a reminder, this is a best of 3, by the way. This is a best of 3. So Zoun needs one more. One more game is all he needs. We'll see if he can bring it back. Or we'll see if Shin can bring it back, I should say. As currently our players are deliberating amongst themselves which map to pick. Oh, right, loser's pick, of course. I was like, what's going on? Didn't they veto? Right, it is a loser's pick format. So Shin, it's on him to kind of pick and choose what map he wants to go for. Looks like he has the options of Snowpiercer, El Dorado, Ley Lines, and Whispers of Gold. Okay. Does have options here. I'm actually looking at Maddox pick the map. It's gonna be Frostline. Okay, it's gonna be Frostline. Fun fact: Snowpiercer did have a name change. Snowpiercer did name change to Frostline. I'm not actually too sure why that is the case, but that did occur. Did name change. That's why it's taking a little bit longer for the lobby to load in. Here we go. But yeah, as a reminder, after the series, we're gonna be jumping into Beyond versus Trap. That's gonna be our next match. We got you. Right, here we go. Alright, looking to jump in. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know the rationale behind it. Like, as in the reason why Frostline was Snowpiercer name changed to Frostline. Maybe like Pierce? No, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But it's all good. Regardless, looks like we are now jumping into our next game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is the man himself. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is... I'm trying to line it up. I'm trying to line it up. Oh! I'm trying. Shin. Ooh, as it looks like there might be a bit of an issue here. Maybe a UI bug? Yeah, looks like there might be a UI bug here. So it looks like we will be remaking the lobby and jumping back in. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, there is a UI bug where randomly you can load into a lobby and suddenly you get a different console. You get a different console around yourself, and that can be less than ideal and distracting, of course. So it's all good. More than happy to accommodate and to remake. To remake that lobby. Otherwise, hope you're all enjoying yourselves, and yeah, hope you found yourselves well here. I know Chijik can be not the most friendly of platforms, especially if you're outside of Korea, but for those that are tuning in, hope you've been enjoying yourselves. Also, especially because it's our first time casting from a clean feed, the quality isn't ideal. So we might actually, after this series, we might actually jump into game. You know, this is a bit of a test run, but I am noticing that, again, like, the quality isn't amazing. It's not too smooth on when it comes to the clean feed. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Hopefully the bug has been resolved? Question mark? Fingers crossed. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good to go. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. Currently teamless, but leading the series 1-0. It is Zoun. Let's go. As SHIN does in his first run across the map, the goal here, I would imagine, is to proxy. So go for that proxy hatch to commit, and we'll see if he can get one over here on Zoun. Looks like it is just going to be a hatch block. Okay. So not a committed proxy hatch, just going to be a hatch block here at the natural. The goal here is to force a reaction out of Zoun, is to delay the economy, force down 6 probes, maybe even chrono out a zealot to focus down that hatchery. From there, we can morph in an evo chamber as well. We can cancel the hatchery, morph in the evo chamber, and just delay the economy for as long as possible. Again, this opener is just designed to disrupt the Protoss, not to kill. Just to make things a little bit more uncomfortable and awkward for Zoun. As Kuro was saying in the chat, yes, all games will be streamed. They will all be streamed. We got you. We'll cover all the games we can. SHIN is going to be expanding, getting his unnatural. So Zoun still being a nuisance across the map, forcing that more awkward expansion. But meanwhile, Zoun is still just focusing down that hatchery. Is getting quite low, is cancelled in time, does not morph in the evo chamber as there is a zealot. And SHIN, as he dips into the main, is going ideally for the gas steal, but Zoun is in position. Is in position in time. Does protect the gas geyser. Let's go. Does protect it. SHIN rotating around. Oh. Again, just being as annoying as possible, just getting a free scout of the main base. The drone will eventually be chased down by a Depth or a Stalker. Until then, just trying to buy time. Back at home, SHIN just max expanding. Taking his natural, taking his third. Adept moves out across the map. Now, the downside here with this build from SHIN is link speed. Link speed is delayed, which means this Adept can wreak havoc. Can get some worker kills. We'll see. We'll see if he can pull that off. Now that we do have that Twilight Council opener here out of Zoun. Ooh, much. Oh. That's Diva for you. God damn it. But we do have a Twilight Council here from Zoun. With that, it should be either Glaives or DTs. A much more aggressive build here from Zoun. Bold move, considering that we're loading into Frostline, which is, of course, a much larger map in the map pool. Will take that much longer to get across the map. I'm curious if this is going to be DTs or Adepts, as we have yet to really get an eye on the gases. I think I got shut down. Glaives are on the way. We have confirmation. is going to be Glaives here. And for the time being, Shin is in the dark. He has no idea what's going on. We've reached the 4-minute mark and no safety Roach Warren yet. I mean, the build is delayed because of the opener, true. So Shin can afford to go for a slightly later Roach Warren. We'll see if he gets there. As Hallucination dips in towards the natural. Let's get a scatter. So far, Shin, shuts it down. Zoun is taking a third, so this is a Twilight Council opener without a robo, so there is no War Prism, there are no reinforcements, but Glaive Adepts nonetheless. His own Roach Warren's halfway done. Shin is amassing Lings, he's preparing back at home. So far so good, he's responding. He's responding so far. And Adepts are shading across. They're making their way towards the natural. Behind this double Stargate, oh my god. Okay, Glaive Adepts into Sky Toss. Zoun, calm down. Now, threatening a shade. Doesn't quite commit. Doesn't quite commit yet. Likewise, you can see Shin now turning this defense into an offense, moving out, trying to catch out those Adepts. Does come in for this round. Ooh, doesn't quite get it though. Yeah, too many Adepts. The others, they will be pounced upon. And nice setup. Shin, he shuts down at least half of the Adepts, even forcing a recall. 2 Adepts to survive. Not bad here by Zoun, saving the bare minimum. Or whatever he can. Oh, meanwhile, I assumed it was going to be for a Fleet Beacon, but no, it's going to be Mass Adept into double Stargate Phoenix. Crazy. We'll see if he can pull it off. Lings, they do flood into the main. The wall was open. The wall was open. Lings rotating around, going for the third. No major damage, but they're just keeping the Protoss player pinned. More Lings are on the way. Shin is not droning. Shin, he's not droning whatsoever. He's committed. And he hasn't seen the tech. Uh-oh. He doesn't know. Doesn't know what's going on. Collapses on the third. Going for the Biles. Biles, they do connect. Massive connections. Phoenixes, they do reveal themselves. And Shin, he has to at least break this expansion. Can he? Adepts coming to reinforce. Zoun, he's going to be able to hold his own. Takes out the Ravagers. Adepts, they shut down the Lings. There's still a couple of Roaches left over. They're waddling forward, trying to evade the natural. And it looks like the hatchery may just go down. Yeah, there's still 5 Roaches left. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, the Phoenixes are out of energy. Lifting up 1 Roach at a time. Lings are flooding in. More shield batteries on the way. I mean, we're now down to 1 Roach and 1 Ravager, but what about the Lings? What about the Lings? Zoun, he's so close to defending. So close. The Nexus, it's gonna fall. Yeah, just barely. Nexus goes down. Ravager gets lifted. And Shin from here, he backs off and he's taking. He's droning up, taking into a Hydra den, taking into Hydras. Now, there is going to be a window here where there are no Hydras or there's not enough Hydras to contest against the Phoenixes. The problem, though, is that the Phoenixes barely have energy. They barely have any energy left. As they've been lifting Roaches for days, and they don't really have much to work with across the map, but they're going for it. They can still hunt down Overlords, maybe pick up some Queens. Go for the economy. Oh. Phoenixes are rotating. Do rotate over. 4, 5 drones going down. 7 drones even. Not bad. 7 drone kills. Zoun and rotating once again. Catching an Overlord. Getting a Queen. So King bleeds out a couple of Phoenixes in the process. Jeez, that's a lot of Adepts. And he's committing here to Mass Adept Phoenix. I mean, SHIN still doesn't have the best economy. It's still not ideal. I think my biggest concern, though, is that I feel like a lot of these Phoenixes might just be dead weight. If they had full energy, it's a different story, but they don't really have much to work with. As they try to be active. They do commit to the shade. Making their way across the map. Oh! My God. Making their way across the map. Hydras are amassing. That built up. Does he commit? He does! He commits to the shade! And I mean, Hydras will melt against Massive Depth, but I mean, there are so many Hydras, so many Leagues Depths, they will fall. Yeah, massive cleanup. GG gets called, and SHIN ties up the series 1-1. Whew. GG. SHIN will tie the series up. Again, SHIN, he was hyper committed when it came to his Ling, Roach, Ravager all in. Did break the third base just barely, and from there, he was looking quite comfortable. He had enough time to get into Hydra production. Alas, as we saw, Zoun, those Phoenixes weren't ideal. The Phoenixes, they just couldn't really get much done. Couldn't really get much done there in that fight. I mean, they had no energy. They were out of energy. They couldn't really do much. Ah. And with that, Zoun, he does. Oh, sorry, I should say SHIN, he does side the series. Now we're going to the ace match. One final game here. Where are we headed? Now, it's going to be either El Dorado, Ley Lines, or Whispers of Gold. And it looks like it is going to be El Dorado. Okay. It's going to be El Dorado here. Oh boy. I mean, this is one of the more vetoed maps in that pool, but thankfully, because of the format of OlimoLeague, because it's loser's pick, because there are no picks and bans, it means that we can get some of the more unorthodox maps like El Dorado. True. Okay. So El Dorado is definitely going to be an interesting one here. And we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what builds Zoun has in store for us. Now, we did cast earlier this morning Max Packs versus SHIN on this map, and Max Packs did actually go double Stargate Carrier Rush on El Dorado. Because of the short rush distance by ground, it does seem viable. It does seem viable here, and I mean, here we go. We're getting into the ace match, and in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Zoun. Or is it? Hold on. We'll see. So, there we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. Here we go. The final game of the series. Again, Zoun, that wasn't the first time we saw a player go Massive Depth into Phoenixes like that, and it is a unique build, but as we saw, has some limitations, definitely, especially when it comes to defending against an all-in. Phoenixes, they were not the best unit for the job there. But we'll see what build Zoun has in store for us. Again, loser's pick, so this was his map of choice. Short rush distance by air. Can lead into fast Tempest play, fast carrier play. Gold bases aren't going to be available, that is true, but I mean, we'll see if SHIN can actually take advantage of that. We'll see if he can. For now, we are just settling in. Hatch gas pool out of SHIN, standard opener. Likewise, Zoun also going for his own gate expand into Cybercore. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. We have seen Zoun mix it up when it comes to his take of choice, whether it's Stargate or Twilight Council, but I'm expecting a Stargate opener this time. Yeah, based on the pylon placement in the main base, it should be the Stargate. Probe moves in position, and there it is. Stargate is on the way. Here, Zoun, he is just going to be getting to his take of choice. I'm assuming it's going to be Oracle first, but technically it could be Void Ray. Could be Void Ray. If it is, then he may try to hide his tech and hide his follow-up. Is something to bear in mind. Oh, speaking of Void Ray, there it is. It is going to be the Void Ray opener here from Zoun. And my eyes are on the red Protoss player. Again, if we're going Void Raid, the goal is to hunt down Overlords. And if we're hunting down Overlords, that means we are hiding tech. Now, it could be a fake out, it could just be a standard game from here, or it could be a reality instead. And we could actually be hiding that fleet beacon and hiding the Sky Toss. Oh boy. We are moving out. Void Rays so far looking to hunt down anything in the center of the map. It's going to be an Oracle follow-up. So far, so good. Void Ray to Oracle, but really I'm looking at the follow-up tech. Is it going to be a Twilight Council? Is it going to be a Forge? Is it going to be a Robo? Is it going to be another Stargate? Show us what you got. Now SHIN making more lings, so we have the take of choice. It is going to be the Twilight Council. Twilight Council on the way. Does a Zoun throw down a Forge? He does. Oh, second guessing himself. Robo, no Forge yet. And without a Forge, this is looking more and more like not necessarily a macro game here. So if you go for a Forge, you start your upgrades, right? You get into +1, you get into +2, you build up towards a longer game state. The fact that the Forge has been skipped tells us that this is going to be more aggressive. Now, this could be Glaive Adepts. It could be delayed Glaives here from Zoun to try to catch SHIN off guard, or otherwise this could be Blink into an 8-gate all-in. It is not Blink, it is going to be Charge. Interesting. Gateway Explosions on the way, Charge in production as well. This should be a Charge timing. It should be a very strong timing here from Zoun. Sorry, from SHIN. No, sorry, yeah, Zoun. From Zoun. And there it is, 8 gates. 8 gates are on the way, 3 ways all in. This screams 3 ways all in out of Zoun. One way or another, the game is going to end. Oh. That's Diva. God damn it. But yeah, it's going to be an all in. You can see no gas is taken at the 3rd. I believe it's either an 8. Sorry, I think it's a 9-gate all in, actually. So 9-gate 3-base all in. All or nothing here for Zoun. SHIN likewise getting across the map. Poking in with the Adepts. It's going to be forced back. Still has no real idea what's going on. Oh, he's taking. Oh, he's taking into a Hydrogen. He does have access to Roaches, thankfully, so he has Ling Roach to defend. But is it going to be enough? He's droning! SHIN is droning. Now is not the time. Zelta moving in. War Prism as well. And does SHIN have enough of an army? Does have all the Roaches. Ooh, Stage Trap is denied. And Charge will say dive in. They collapse on the Queens. Nice choke point though. Working against the Zealots. Up. Stage Trap is denied. Oracle goes down. Massive pickup. And SHIN, he might just have enough. Might just barely have enough to defend. He shuts down most of the Zealots. Void Ray putting a lot of work, but Void Ray is targeted down. Yeah, the Voids are being pulled, and it looks like SHIN, he holds. Whew. Does hold on. Forces back the Zealots. And now Zoun is in a rough position. This was designed to end the game. Not even just cripple. This was meant to end the game. Where were the reinforcements, by the way? The prism was just a little bit too late. And from here, Zoun, he has no upgrades, he has no forge, he has no tech either. The Bay is just now on the way to get into Colossus and Disruptors, but yeah, this is a dire position here for Zoun. Ay, ay, ay. And SHIN is building up. Getting into Hydras. Getting into Lings, can take even into Lurkers if he so chose to. If he chose to. Observer. Observer goes down. Roche is moving in. They do move in. Hydras are massing as well. I mean, okay, with good enough purification overs, Zoun can hold. True, he can hold. But that's going to be a big if. Roach Hydra still building up. SHIN is almost maxed out. Okay, he's almost maxed out. Oh my god, going for a Doom drop. Going for a Doom drop in towards the main. Is making his way in. Nidus as well. Oh my god. Going for the Nidus, going for the Doom drop. Novas are coming in. But the Disruptors, they get targeted down. Not a single Nova. Not a single Nova does connect. Roach Hydra getting some of the production. Prism goes down as well. He has the concave, he has the ramp. Reinforcers, they hit the third. And SHIN, he's all over this. GG gets called, and SHIN takes the series at 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN will take the series, and with that, SHIN will advance on to the next round. Now, we are getting ready here for our next match. It is going to be Beyond vs. Trap. My condolences to Zoun. It is single elimination. Does fall here. Does fall in the early round. But we are getting ready for Beyond vs. Trap. And I do apologize, but I will be closing the stream. I'm going to be restarting just so I can start joining the lobbies. So, one moment. One moment. The stream will be back on in a couple of moments. See you soon. See you soon.